In the last video, you said that you need to know the truth of your identity. You are born with special powers. So my question is, are there some steps to unpack these powers? Are these steps the same for everyone?
There are two aspects to this process of seeking to unpack your special powers. And a part of this process is really organized. The steps are simple, accessible to anyone. And the second part of the process which is spontaneous, which is unique to each seeker. So this is really, really beautiful. In a way, this process is the same for everyone. And in another way, this process is unique and special to each human being. Let me give you a rough map. Let's say you are clear that you want to make this journey into seeking your special powers, unpacking them. And the natural first step is that now you recognize the fact that all the external objects that you see, that you can catch with your senses, you understand and you realize that they provide temporary relief to begin with. And you need to make this journey to find the permanent cure. So your primary focus remains seeking, so that all these beautiful illusions, they lose their power to distract you from your journey. Now, this is very important because usually what happens when people begin this process, and the moment you begin this process, actually, suddenly you become more capable of squeezing more joy from the world. And this enhanced capacity to squeeze out more joy ends up distracting a lot of people, and a lot of people quit very early in the process. They think this enhanced capacity, slightly enhanced capacity, is the reward. It is not. So step number one is to clearly understand that my first priority is seeking. And then there are some basic practices. For example, making sure you get some time every day to work on this. You practice enhancing your power of focus, external focus and then internal focus. And this is to begin with, and then you go beyond. You work on creating meditative absorption or meditative relaxation. You master it and you try to go deeper and deeper into it. Now, this is one part of the simple practices. You do some yoga, you do some relaxation. This is the simple basic part that is pretty much laid out there. Now, the second part is really interesting. In the first part, you simply prepare your mind, you prepare your body for the next milestone. And in this part, where the journey needs to be customized for you, it helps to find someone who has these powers unpacked for himself or herself, who already has access to expanded awareness, and it is functional. It is functional wisdom, not just theory. Now, this journey is going to be very special for you, and it's going to be different from what the same guide might do with someone else. So it's going to be very, very unique. Now, here is something, a word of caution where a lot of people go wrong. Now, this person who's helping you is no different, no special. You are the same as this guide. And a lot of people, when they go for seeking, they end up in devotion, and they remain stuck in devotion. They are in awe of this master or this guide, and that awe of the master stops them from making progress. And if your guide feels he's some special person and he's different from you, again, it's a red flag. So this is very important. You need to recognize that if your guide is pushing you into superstitions, into dogmas, into blind belief, probably you need to reconsider your process and maybe look for someone else. This process is simply like any other thing you learn from a professor, from a teacher. The only difference is you need to find someone who knows it, who's gone through it, who is living it on a daily basis, and who does not feel he's in any way superior to you. and who does not allow you to really worship him, this is a journey to freedom. Make sure it does not end in your being a slave.